Beowulf comes across as a shattered figure in Emmerdale. The much-loved resident made his way back to the village in January, following months trapped on Celia Daniels' farm, where he had been forced into servitude. Upon stepping back into his home, he was confronted with the sight of Ray Walters assaulting Paddy Kirk. In a surge of fury, Bear seized Ray and gripped his throat with such force that it resulted in Ray's death. Paddy and Dylan Penders were left with no choice but to conceal the body, determined to shield Bear from facing arrest. Trying to heal after prolonged mistreatment would be challenging for anyone, but Bear is also burdened by the shock of killing the man who imprisoned him, someone he once regarded as a son. The storm of guilt, grief, and confusion swirling in his mind explains why any progress feels painfully undone. At the beginning of tonight's episode, Paddy realized Bear had not managed to sleep. The previous day, he had visited the Chapel of Rest alongside Laurel Thomas to bid farewell to Ray, an experience that may have resurfaced painful memories. Bear was also troubled by his damaged arm, which he injured during his time on the farm. Afterward, Ray repeatedly supplied him with drugs. Now, even if Bear believes he needs relief for the pain, he is unable to access medication. Manpreet Sharma attempted to make him understand that taking any more of the substances Ray once provided would only worsen his dependency. Unconvinced by suggestions of therapy sessions and non-prescription remedies, Bear instead drifted to the shop and bought alcohol in an effort to numb his discomfort. Later, Laurel found him at home, and the pair spoke about how they had each witnessed a different side of Ray than the villain others described. Bear's bond with Ray had been shaped by shared suffering, while Laurel cherished the kinder version of him she believed might have existed if Celia had never entered his life. They did not entirely agree, yet they found common ground in their complicated feelings. Their discussion reassured Bear that he was not entirely isolated, prompting him to admit how drained he felt and how urgently he wanted relief from the constant ache in his arm. Although Laurel wished she could offer greater support, the only immediate help she could provide was removing the crate of beer. Later, she informed Paddy of what had happened, and he was less than happy that she had involved herself once more. Meanwhile, Bear remained inside the house, overwhelmed by the trauma he had endured. Gazing at his reflection, he lashed out and smashed the mirror, cutting his hand in the process. In the next episode, Bear heads to A&E, hoping medical staff will prescribe the strong painkillers he feels he needs. The question now is what consequences will follow. Emmerdale delivered a dramatic cliffhanger centered on Laurel and Arthur Thomas, as tensions between them erupted into a fierce confrontation. Much of their conflict has stemmed from differing views about Ray Walters' legacy, but the fallout from this latest clash leaves their relationship in serious jeopardy. In recent weeks, the bond between mother and son has been strained after shocking truths about Ray emerged. Laurel had briefly dated him before his criminal behavior in the Dales was exposed. After Ray's death, Laurel found herself emotionally divided. She was horrified by what he had done, yet also felt compassion for the troubled life he had endured. Her sympathy angered Arthur, culminating in a previous argument where she lashed out physically. Earlier in the week, Laurel admitted to Charles Anderson that she would feel uneasy if no one attended Ray's funeral, revealing how conflicted she remained. Unsurprisingly, her comments sparked further controversy. In tonight's episode of the ITV drama, Laurel opened up to Nicola about her turmoil before telling Arthur she had gone to the Chapel of Rest with Bear to say goodbye to Ray. Although viewers did not see Arthur's initial reaction, his frustration became clear later when he spoke to Gabby. While Gabby acknowledged their mother had made errors, she insisted that did not make her a terrible person. Laurel later visited the Dingles, intending to apologize to Paddy, only to find Bear drinking alone. During an honest exchange, Bear confessed he was tormented by the memory of killing Ray, and Laurel reassured him that he was supported by those who loved him. Soon after, she encountered Paddy and Mandy in the village and expressed regret for her recent behavior. Paddy also apologized for his harsh words. Despite recognizing her good intentions, they gently urged her to keep her distance from Bear for now. Watching from afar, Arthur observed the conversation and accused his mother of interfering where she did not belong. He claimed she had ruined everything, prompting a sharp response from Laurel. She branded Arthur disrespectful and self-centered, admitting she was finding it difficult to even like him at that moment. As Arthur tried to walk away, he pushed her, causing her to fall backwards. She struck her head on the stairs and was left unconscious. Scenes set to air next week reveal that Laurel will attempt to protect her son by covering up what happened, despite clearly being injured. However, someone close to her begins to suspect there is more to the incident than an accidental tumble down the steps. Emmerdale favourite Vinny Dingle was left issuing an apology after news of his new relationship spread faster than intended. Longtime viewers of the ITV soap know that Vinny Dingle and Lewis Barton recently gave in to their growing feelings and shared a passionate kiss during Tuesday's episode, February 24th. Their connection has been developing for months, with the two housemates becoming steadily closer and exchanging playful, flirty moments. By Thursday, February 26th, the pair were clearly happy as they confirmed they were officially together during a chat with Mandy Dingle at the Hop. Overjoyed by the update, Mandy struggled to keep her excitement in check. She loudly hinted at their new status and quickly congratulated them on becoming a couple. Vinny, however, immediately urged his mum to keep her voice down, worried that his former wife Gabby Thomas might overhear the announcement. Mandy explained she was simply thrilled that something positive was happening, smiling proudly at the new duo. Unfortunately, Gabby did seem to notice the exchange, and she appeared unsettled by what she heard. Later on, Vinny approached Gabby to say sorry for Mandy's enthusiastic outburst, not wanting to cause her any discomfort. Gabby responded calmly, accepting the situation with grace. She pointed out that living in the same village meant their paths were bound to cross. Vinny suggested they perhaps should not have been at the venue in the first place, but Gabby assured him she genuinely wished him and Lewis well, even if she looked slightly emotional. Vinny and Gabby's relationship had flourished in 2024, and they had planned a future together with her young son, Thomas. However, their marriage fell apart in October 2025, only weeks after their wedding ceremony. Their split came after infidelity issues, including Gabby admitting to an affair while on holiday in Portugal, as well as Vinny confronting uncertainties about his sexuality. Now, it appears the former couple have reached a place of understanding as Vinny begins a new chapter with Lewis. Meanwhile, fans of the soap have voiced mixed reactions online. Some criticised Mandy for being insensitive toward Gabby, while others expressed delight over Vinny and Lewis taking their romance to the next level. On X, one viewer questioned why Vinny chose to share the news at the Hop when Gabby was nearby. Another commented that Mandy seemed to forget Gabby had once been married to her son while celebrating so openly. Others were more light-hearted, joking that Mandy nearly announced the relationship to the entire room. Several fans described Vinny and Lewis as adorable, while many praised Mandy's supportive response and enthusiasm for their budding partnership. Emmerdale airs on weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.